Hey, this is Ice Spice, live with Jason Hughes. Get ready.
Hey, sounded great though. Yeah, hey, it's the goddamn podcast, bro. What up, Jason?
This is Jason Hughes, and welcome to the goddamn podcast.
Hey, you like to drink a little beer and then sip on some liquor? Open up your ears and then come and chill with us. Have a conversation trying to paint you a picture. Everybody see it, we gon' talk about these issues. Throw in your 2 cents and come up with a nickel. We be talking cash shit if we ain't, how you figure? The goddamn podcast satisfied like a Snicker. Now come and get a taste and stick your tongue out like a listen. Welcome to the goddamn podcast, man.
You're now listening to the Goddamn Podcast. Here's your host, Jason Hughes.
Man. Oh, we got a fucked up podcast today. Yeah, at least that's what I call it. I call it a fucked up podcast because I did not like what I saw today. Well, I mean, not today, but what I saw this week. But anyway, before we get into this, I got several hosts with an S, hosts. No, not hoes. Yeah, not hoes. I said hosts. Right. See, I need to start playing that WAP. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. I know it'd be the last. Okay. You're right. Okay, so before we get started, y'all introduce yourselves just so everybody know who is joining the podcast.
Rox is back.
Rox is back into his house.
Angela
is back into his house.
D.
We got D back.
And Jackie's here too.
And we got Jackie here too. Only person we missing is JoJo tonight. All right. So we about to get ready to get into this because it's a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, I ain't even write no dialogue for this. I'm just shooting straight from the hip.
That's
Right, I know. I'm shooting straight from the hip.
I might need to stop drinking.
Hey, but I'm not shooting blanks, y'all.
TMI.
But anyway, when I get up in the morning, the first thing I check is TikTok. I love TikTok to the fullest. You know, it makes me laugh in the morning. It gets me going. And so it just one morning, I wake up and I see this video of, these two people going out on a date. And the video went viral. And the name of the video is called Cheesecake Factory Woman. And so I'm like, okay, well, this is interesting. So basically, just to summarize what happened, she was offended because her date took her to Cheesecake Factory on the first date. And so she was like really pissed off. And so I'm thinking to myself, why? And so I see all these people commenting on TikTok, YouTube, just everywhere. So I'm like, you know what? We have to tackle this on the goddamn podcast. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to play it in bits and pieces. Then we're going to stop and comment on it. Because it's going to be, because so much happened on this date that it'll be hard to even remember, everything. So I'm going to stop and start it as we go. So, but just like I said, if you've never seen this video, go on TikTok and look up Cheesecake Factory Woman. Okay, so we finna start off with a snippet of the first clip. Okay, so here we go.
Let me just get the door for you.
Okay.
He
got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you? Are you're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk?
Okay, yeah. So I just paused it right there. Okay. No, you good. Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
First of all, she don't look all that. Even if she did, a chain restaurant. No, ma'am. Get back in your car. Go home and fix you a PB&J, because that's all you gonna get, bitch.
Right. And my thing is, look, I look at it from the standpoint, I never thought Cheesecake Factory was cheap.
They're expensive. They're not cheap.
Right. Yeah, that it ain't like you taking her to Applebee's or Chili's. We talking about the Cheesecake Factory. I don't give a damn if it is a chain restaurant, but
honestly, I don't see the problem with a chain restaurant. I don't see a problem with Chili's and Applebee's, especially on the first date. We're getting to know each other. I don't know what your pockets are doing. You don't know what my pockets are doing. I feel like it's very low risk. At the very least, I know I have decent enough food, maybe a nice drink, and we can just go away. Nothing lost, nothing gained if it's not, good. But I agree with you. Cheesecake Factory, whether you like it or not, is more of a top tier level chain restaurant. And it's like, you want him to find some kind of mom and pop boutique. Like, what's not a chain restaurant?
Right.
For the most part in the US of A. Like, let's just be real about that. Like, what would have been better if it was a little sandwich shop, mom and pop owned, that was cheaper than Cheesecake Factory? But I don't think so. But so she wanted to go viral, but it's not going in the way she thought it might.
Right. Right.
That was her last decade.
Anybody else before I press play again?
I am just kind of agreeing with everybody. Cheesecake Factory is expensive and can be very expensive. You're going to run into a lot of chain restaurants wherever. As we play this through, I'm just going to say he's a lot more polite than what I ever could have been.
Yeah, it's like, bitch, this is the first date. Why do you think you deserve better than Cheesecake Factory? Who the hell do you think you are? I'm sorry, like Angela said, you ain't all that, honey. And you ain't worth no high-priced restaurant on the first date. Cheesecake Factory is good enough for you.
Right. Okay, so, I'm finna unpause it, so let's continue listening.
Chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh, yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
yes, let's talk about it. About it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date. Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree.
Okay, so she wants to be courted, y'all. She wants to be courted. Okay, now, Lord have mercy. See, this is pissing me off again.
She is living in the wrong century if you want to be courted, honey.
I'm telling you.
And the wrong attitude. Ho, go back home.
Well, and it's first date, so you can't expect to be courted. It should be you're dating to court somebody. You're going to start out with those few dates, and then you decide you want to, pursue it further. And that's kind of when more of the courting comes in. And the first date with an attitude like that, like it just said, "Oh, go home."
See, I'm wondering if maybe she done dated a sugar daddy. Because
Good point. Because
I guess my thing is, she's talking about the first date need to be expensive. I've never met a woman like it.
No. And let's not just throw the term woman out so lightly.
Yes.
A young child. Because I know
I
women.
wish I knew how old she was.
Right, this is a room full of women. That is not woman energy. But even if, like, I believe in courting. I do believe in a man kind of paying for the first date and stuff like that. That's just how I would like it or whatever. And if that's what you like, that's fine. But for someone who says she likes to be courted and she's always courted and treated so well, clearly there's something wrong with you because you're still out on the market and still having to date people.
Right.
Because your attitude is crass.
Right.
And even if someone is doing something for me or taking me out, be it to, like, I would be like, oh, Cheesecake Factory, that's a lot of money on a first date. I am not going to be rude or ungrateful. She's ungrateful in the car. First of all, nowadays, a lot of people don't even get picked up for their dates.
Right.
I'll meet you X, Y, and Z. So this person has come, put you in their car, taking you somewhere, and then you act like a toddler. Like, it's just not a good look. And she might have been a sugar baby, but clearly she's outgrown that.
Right.
Not into womanhood because she's back out on the streets terrorizing men again.
Right.
So.
And he was willing to open up the door for her. You don't see that.
That's what most of us, like, what's his name and number? Does he have an age limit? Like, what's he looking for? Right. I like cheesecake. You don't even have to give me the whole meal. We can go to Chili's first and then get dessert from Cheesecake Factory. I'm fine.
Yes.
God damn.
We have options. Yeah, so she's
I just wonder how she acted before they actually pulled up. Like, what was the conversation in the car prior? When
Right.
she pulled up to be so bitchy, so anal, let me just.
Yeah, just like I said, I'm beginning to think after I watched it again because this is my third time playing this, but I watched it like back to back, and I'm thinking to myself, she has to be dating sugar daddies. Cause why else would you think you supposed to go to a expensive restaurant? There ain't no goddamn way. There is no goddamn way that on the first date I'm taking a lady to Ruth Chris. There is no way.
Look, and guess what? Ruth Chris is a chain.
Right. God damn. Yeah, there ain't no goddamn way. All right. So right now they in the car discussing. So let's see what else they gotta say.
I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself to keep you safe, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but
and then
Cheesecake Factory.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least
What did I do that wasn't cooperative?
Well, I mean, even when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay.
I don't know you.
Oh, okay. Now she said that it's too, he was explaining what he was looking for, and she talking about it's too early for that. But yet
she expects him to take her to a restaurant where it's going to cost $500 to $1,000.
Right, right.
No, 100, 150, because this is a heifer who's probably getting alcoholic beverages.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is to me. This is ludicrous. Be at the highest level.
But I didn't like the fact that he expected her to touch him in the car.
Well, not in the car. He was
not
like
in the
walking
car.
to the car.
Walking to the car, yeah.
Trying to escort her. how I interpret it.
That's how I interpret it as well.
Yeah. So it was more of a to me, he was, I guess, just trying to fill her out. Okay, you put your arm, in my arm, and we walk together to the car, whatever.
And she probably just, from what you can see of the way she's dressed and her attitude, she probably had on high as fuck spiky heels, and he was probably thinking, okay, I'm gonna, at least have her put her hand on my arm, things like that. Let me help her walk just in case she loses her balance or something like that.
Right.
Right?
But the only thing I can give her credit for, and I'm saying this very, very lightly.
Right, you're better than us.
Yeah,
Right.
the only thing I can give her credit for is that she let him pick her up
At
home.
Yes.
Because
First date, no.
Yeah, I
No.
got a lot of good female friends, and they've always said,
No.
like, on the first few dates, no, because that could be a stalker.
Mhm.
Because back in the day, everybody talked about, what happened to you picking the girl up, at her front door, at her parents' house, and all that stuff. You can't do that shit no more.
That was the expectation. That,
Right. Yeah, that.
This, like, I'm gonna get you.
Right.
I'm escorting you. But I think the world has gotten just kind of. It's too crazy.
It's too crazy.
Like if you tell a man, no, I don't want to give you your number, you could have acid on your face or
Right.
something. Everybody's just a little bit too extra or
Yeah.
feels too entitled to things. And social media, I think, makes that worse than online dating because you feel like you know this, that, and the other, and you're closer than you really are. And people can take advantage of that or misconstrue it. People are just crazy and entitled. So I think it's sad that that's gone. Like for the most part, that's gone.
Yeah.
That people don't feel safe getting escorted to a date. But, I think that was really good of him and showed his character that he wanted to do that, and that she let him do it.
Right.
But now we see why, because she's
Right. Yeah, so I can at least say maybe she had a little bit of trust in him. Because I look at it from the standpoint, ain't no damn way.
She didn't have any trust in him. She is a gold digger. She didn't want to drive. She didn't want to do anything. She wanted to be picked up and catered and all that. So it's not about trust. She wanted taken care of from beginning to end. Not.
Yeah, I can see that too.
I agree with
Definitely.
you, Angela. Yeah, that's the energy she gives. Definitely.
Right. All right. So let's continue, you guys.
I can respect that. When I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not we're not there
yet.
Okay. And then, but
I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
But
I got myself
there's
all made
nothing
up.
wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Wait a minute. I had to cut this one short. She said that she feel like she's doing everything she's supposed to as a woman. What has she done?
My God, she has not done anything, and she's not a fucking woman. She's a child. She has not done anything. She waited. She made that man wait outside for a fucking hour.
Right.
So the reservations that they had to a nicer place, they couldn't go because she couldn't get her ass in gear.
Right.
Lazy bitch. Sorry, Roxanne. I'm on a roll here. Damn bitch thought she's so entitled that, I'm going to make him wait. That will make him want me more. You know what, bitch? He don't want you more. He's just like, okay, come on. I'm starving here, bitch. Get your ass down here. Let's go. But he's too polite, so he still took you.
Hey, he a better man than me.
Yeah, he is a much better person than all of us, I think. Because if I was that guy, I would have said, okay, I waited 15 minutes. See you later, bitch.
I'm telling you,
How long was you wait? As a
15 to 20 minutes. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that part yet, but just to let you know, and my brother would tell you that. I hope Jim is listening to the podcast, when once this goes live. But one thing that me and my brother Jimmy developed is that we don't have any patience. And so when we tell somebody we picking you up at a certain time, your ass better be ready, because if it ain't, your ass getting left. Hey, trust me. When I was dating JK's mom, which is now my ex-wife, when me and her was dating and she wanted to come to Cedar Hill with me because I think my mom was having like a cookout, or I can't remember what it was. I told her, I'm like, look, you need to be here at 2:30 so we can get down there at 3:30. 2:30 came, she didn't show up. I waited 2:45, she still didn't show up. Fuck it. Jumped in the car and I left. I don't play that shit because I look at it as being disrespectful to that person's time. Yeah, and the family. Now, I understand. I understand stuff happens. Now, if it happens like a couple of times, I understand that. But when it happens constantly, you got your friends that's constantly late. Did I touch a nerve, D? Yeah, you got your friends that's constantly late. You got, the people you date that's constantly late. And just like I said, if it happened a couple of times, I understand. But when it happens all the time, that's when I kind of draw the line. Look, your ass better be ready by 2:30 or you going to be driving over there. And that's always been my motto. And just like I said, if y'all don't believe me, ask Jimmy. Me and him got a short fuse. And, as it relates to somebody riding with us.
Yeah. But you know what? And I believe in that. And it's also, especially in this day and age, you can send a text, an email, a DM, a call.
Right.
Like, there's so many ways for you to be in communication with somebody and just let them know. Like, just let them know, I'm running a little late. Like, or I had an emergency. I had to go to the bathroom, or as I like to call them, office meetings, okay? Sometimes they cannot be pushed off. They're emergencies.
God damn.
But, I'm just saying. But it's all about communication. If you're late, if you know you're late, or you know yourself, be honest with people. Let them know, because like you said, it is a sign of respect. You have to respect people's time and the energy that they're putting in to spend time with you and take you somewhere or not, but just to spend time with you and do what you say you're going to do. So her even starting, I'm doing all I can as a woman. What, ma'am? Because your attitude is piss poor. You just threw a toddler tantrum. Like, again, like we said, nothing about her is screaming woman, because even men can have breasts. So she's going to have to start with something else. She's going to have to try something else.
God damn. All right. Okay, so here is another clip.
Right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay, well, look at my planner, where we were gonna go originally.
See, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call him.
No.
What do you mean no?
See, I specifically told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 p.m. Right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs for an hour. Right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late, and like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment, and that is not possible.
And that's why I'm saying, I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to, meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice, fancy restaurant as Aria.
And I agree. And just like I said, he's a better man than me. That in his car or waiting for a goddamn hour.
Yeah, she's trash. Trash. Hot garbage.
Not the garbage.
Garbage. Because she thinks she's fancier than she is.
Right.
But the fact that she's giving us all these excuses, well, I work later than it. Well, he called you when he was there. All you had to say was, I need more time. I had to work late. He seems like a reasonable guy because, first of all, he's having this conversation with you over an hour after you guys were supposed to be going somewhere, and he still was going to take you and feed you. So he seems like a reasonable guy. After you threw your toddler tantrum and he got back in the car to have a conversation with you about why you're behaving the way you are, he hasn't cussed at you, called you out your name, raised his voice. So he seems like he is a very nice guy. Again, I'm available. Give me your age limits.
God damn.
But he seems like a very nice guy, and he's trying to get to the bottom of this. And all you had to do, like we said earlier, was communication.
Right.
You were at your home. So you had a charger, you had a phone, you had whatever you need. Bitch, you could have made smoke signals to let this man know you were running late.
Right.
And why? If you had a legit reason, like you had to work late, because he told you y'all talked, and she confirmed they talked the night before, they talked that morning. He reconfirmed the time. So you knew. And you chose not to communicate with him, one, if it really was something like work, which I'm sure he would have understood. Life happens. We're adults. Well, most of us are. And then two, if it wasn't, you just, oh, she's trash. I'm done.
She just let things go on. And it's like Dee said, communication. All she had to do was say, hey, I got home from work late. I still got to get ready. And he could have maybe rescheduled the reservation, called and say, hey, I'm sorry, my date's going to be a little late. Can we come in later? And he could have taken her to a nicer place. But she's such a dipshit. She's like, oh, no, I'm too good. I'm going to make him wait an hour while I finish getting ready. And then, he'll still take me to that fancy place. Bullshit, bitch.
Right.
You wasted his time.
Wait, but that hour she used to get ready, that extra hour, if you see the video, people, she probably should have spent another 2.
Yeah.
God damn.
It wasn't worth the wait.
God damn. All right. So now let's hear another clip.
Especially if I'm paying for the whole thing, which I'm still willing to do. I would have been. Okay. But if we're late, I told you twice.
Late. It wasn't that late.
We literally left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be. And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot. I'm waiting for a reservation.
We can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, equivalent to that?
I
you
literally
don't
said,
understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
There's nothing wrong with
I will die. That's embarrassing.
Listen.
Good Lord have mercy. Now, if you too good for the Cheesecake Factory, then, it's something wrong. And you know what? Listening to this broad.
We'll allow it.
Yeah, my dad used to date this lady. And I'm not gonna say her name because she might stumble upon my podcast or whatever. But there's not a lot of steak restaurants in Springfield, Tennessee. There's not a lot. So my dad wanted to take her to dinner, and he took her to Ponderosa, and she got offended.
Back in the day, Ponderosa was the thing.
I'm telling you, Ponderosa was the lick. But she got offended by that. And so he told me, he was like, son, I don't think I can afford this broad. And so when I saw this video, that's what made me remind me of her. Because, I still think Cheesecake Factory is a cut above Ponderosa. Way above Ponderosa. But still, the thing is, if you think you above like any good steak restaurant, to me, it's just shameful.
It's shut up.
Yeah, you ain't even on the mic.
but it's also too. It's like, because again, if you're listening, he was surprising her with the place. She didn't know where they were going. If you have these such specific requirements, which I think is stupid, but hey, to each their own, right? If you had specific restaurant requirements to go on a date with you, let the person know so that they can make the decision whether or not they're going to date you. Like if you're like, look, okay, I want to go out to eat, but let me tell you, I don't I don't like to go here, Or even if they had pulled up and she was like, you know what, I can't eat at Cheesecake Factory, I don't like it, or I've had bad experiences, or something to that nature. Okay, let's try something else. But all she gave was attitude in the I'm too good for.
Right.
I'll die if I go in.
Right.
Bitch, is it a church? Are you a demon trying to go on holy ground? Like, what is happening? I want to see it. I want to see it.
Right. Yeah. I guess my thing is, it'd be different. Okay, let's say the Cheesecake Factory failed their restaurant school. I would understand that. I would understand that. Let's say even her ex worked there.
Right.
I would even understand that. But she has so far not given any reason why she does not. Well, I mean, she's not giving any reason why she does not want to go into the Cheesecake Factory.
I have a question.
Okay.
So she never.
Oh, wait, because you wasn't here at the beginning. You got to state your name. We have a new guest in the building, y'all.
Hey, everybody, I'm Tegan, your favorite toxic vegan.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. They try to use my government, but I'm not going to let them.
The Lord have mercy.
No, so my question is, so she never went in the restaurant at all?
No. Push the mic over to D so she can give a summary.
Okay. All right. Here's our summary of the events that we've had. Man and woman talk on the phone. They decided to go on the first date. He called her the night before, the morning of. I'll pick you up at 4. Is that good? She's like, great. He gets there at 4. She's like, I'm not ready. He waits for an hour. While they're waiting for an hour, the place that he had their reservation set for, they lost their slot. But yet and still, he stayed. She came down. He tried to walk her into the car and hold her so, she probably wouldn't fall in her dangerous heels. She didn't really like that. He was okay. They pull up to the Cheesecake Factory, which is his second choice because, hey, they missed their reservation. Bitch sees Cheesecake Factory, sits in the car as he's walking around, right, to open her door because he's a gentleman. Wow. She sits there, locks the door, crosses her arms, and is like a petulant 2-year-old and is like, I'm not going into the Cheesecake Factory. Oh, and also starts to film herself because she wants us all to know that she's trying for. Yeah. So as she's like, trying to shame him. So she's like, I'm not going in there. I can't go in there. I can't believe you're going to bring me to Cheesecake Factory. This is not upscale. Do you not see me? I am what? So he actually walks back around in the car. He said, you want to talk about this? She's like, yeah. He's like, okay. Because, again, he clearly has home training. And he gets in the car, and he's talking to her. And she's like, I will die if I am seen in a Cheesecake Factory.
She's all that, but she is not all that.
Yeah, and that's another thing. She, you still got her pulled up? Right. And let me just say, okay, now.
Now she do got some tiggo bitties, but that's the only thing she got going for.
I know some dudes with some tiggo bitties. Okay.
God damn.
Right. You can buy boobs. Okay, different kinds. But okay, this is one of my thoughts about life. Okay, be it wrong, be it right. Now, first of all, I do not feel like anybody has the right to have a shitty attitude or to treat people bad. Okay, disclaimer. That's not what you can do. However, you have to pick a struggle. Okay, pretty people usually get away with more bullshit in their personalities because at least they're nice to look at.
Right.
Ugly people are usually very nice because they know they have to compensate because they don't look the way whatever the standard of beauty is, right? But you gotta fucking pick a struggle. You can't be mediocre looking and have a fucked up attitude because the more she talked, the less pretty she was.
You got that right.
And she didn't start on a 10.
Yep.
So she was already on thin ice, right? With the being laid and all the other stuff. But then to throw a 10, like, pick your struggle, bitch. You not fine, because if you were as fine as you thought you were, if people were courting you the way you say they do, you would not be on the market for this man to come and pick you up and take you out.
Right.
So clearly, something ain't right. You probably should talk to somebody because you may have some body dysmorphia or something. You think you're more than you are. You're not seeing what the rest of us see. And you just need to learn how to talk to people. But, like, you can't just have a shitty attitude and think because you may be a little cute, have boobs or something, that excuses you from having manners and decency. Like, get the fuck out of here. Because if she had been with the wrong one and she knew who the hell to play this game with, okay? But
Yeah.
if she had chosen a different type of man, her ass, first of all, would have been left. That would have been a nice man, okay? Like, I'm out, you're late, I'm out. But if she chose a different kind of man who still waited, and then you pulled that shit, he would have pushed your ass out the car and left you.
Right.
Right. She does.
God damn.
Right? I mean, because the disrespect, it's just a common courtesy, decency to a person who was investing time in you, and you just shit in their face.
Right.
Thank you, D.
All right. Let's go to the next clip.
As I said, I have very specific certain expectations for that. I can tell it's not gonna be there. And maybe we're not right for each other. So respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
Oh no, he didn't.
Yeah, I'm up.
So you just want to call it a night? I mean,
Yeah.
Isn't there some kind of compromise or something? Ladies, can you believe this?
I'm sorry, y'all.
He just pulled
but
out of the parking space.
if I don't feel respected, I am not gonna go through with the rest of the day.
Well, I mean, you are serious. You really leaving?
Yeah. I mean, you didn't want this place anyway, right?
I mean, I understand that I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative. You made some good points. That's why I'm willing to compromise. Are you sure you want to go home?
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already set them, and you've broken every one.
Oh
so,
my God.
I'm sorry. We're dropping you off home.
All right, whatever. Well, I mean, I guess I understand. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Good for that guy. Take your ass home.
Again, where is he located? Do we have that information yet?
I don't know.
I need the internet to work for me here, okay? Because honestly, no woman that I know from their 20s to their 50s thinks her behavior is acceptable.
And you know what? And I said the same thing, but I ran out and I wish I would have saved some of them videos. I saw some videos on TikTok where some women was like, yeah, girl, yeah, you tell them know your worth. You ain't gonna settle for less. And I'm like, and so that's what really pissed me off.
And those aren't women. Those are little girls throwing tantrums and being all immature and stupid. They are not women.
Right.
And single.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But, and that's another thing. Like, and I hate that this woman thought, or excuse me, girl.
Not woman.
Right,
Girl.
toddler. Thought that she was going to say something or show us something and she would be in the right. Because I've also had a lot of guy friends and stuff who don't want to take women out on dates and do stuff because they feel like majority of us are that. Or
Right.
that type of women who are just seeking a free meal. Like they just want to go on dates. They don't care if they're not trying to get to know you. They just want a free meal. They're hungry today. They'll go out with you. You have said that before. Yeah. And it's like she shows the worst. But that would be like me saying every guy is trash or what, and I think it gives women it makes us look bad. But I also want men to think, if this is something that happens to you a lot, or what type of women are you going for? Are you talking to? Are you getting caught up in, like the Instagram looks, the projection? Like some people say, you meet people's representatives at first. Are you not going deeper? Like if you are constantly attracting or talking to this type of person, like now you need to ask yourself, what are you really looking for when you're going out on dates? Because I don't know these females. I know they exist, but no one in my inner circle or outer circle for that, well, there's a few toxic ones, that do, but it's not the majority. So
Right.
when men try to say all women or blame women, like it's also, what are you men seeking out when you're going out? Like if you're seeking somebody beside you who looks like arm candy and just looks good, then you're going to run into this type of chick. But if you're looking for somebody who is serious, then you're going to more than likely run into a different type of woman. So I think that's something men have to take accountability for too in the equation. Like these bitches couldn't exist if y'all didn't let them.
Yep.
Right. I guess where I'm confused at, and I know like at least the women that I talk to, I kind of get a feeling, about I guess their personality while we're talking. I can talk to, I have to talk to somebody at least a week before I'm gonna ask them out on a date. And sometimes I usually, I ain't gonna say sometimes, most of the time I can tell that they gold diggers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to figure out what kind of conversation did they have, because I will ask somebody, like when I'm dating a girl, I'll be like, what you like to eat for breakfast? So if they saying stuff like Cracker Barrel or Waffle House, I already know she ain't high maintenance. Let's just put that out there. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, and then if I ask her, okay, what you like to eat for dinner? If she sit up there and say, well, for dinner, I like to eat like a chicken salad or some chicken marsala, I already know that she's not high maintenance. Now, if we get into a discussion, I'll be like, what you like to eat for dinner? Oh, I like some crab legs, some clams, some oysters. Give me some cheesecake. Then that's when the red flag is gonna come up. So I want to know.
That girl didn't want cheesecake.
Yeah, I do. I do. But the thing is that even if I was to meet a girl and she said that, that's not gonna happen on the first date. So I'm gonna ask her, okay, well, what else do you like to eat? If she sit up there and she says, no, that's it, then yeah, me and her gonna have a problem. Because then I'm gonna ask her, okay, well, do you eat McDonald's, Wendy's?
And I hope she say hell no.
What's wrong with me?
No, but I understand what you're saying, Jason. It's like, if what you're trying to show me is this is the level you're at. Like, if we're like, do you like seafood? Oh, yeah, I love shrimp and crab legs. That's a different conversation than you trying to get top dollar food out of me. I see what you're saying. Like, oh, yeah, I like to go here and there. Like, does anyone not like to go to an expensive restaurant sometimes? Hell yeah.
Right.
I don't.
What if that's all they eat is like seafood? Like they don't.
I don't have a problem with that.
They don't want steak. They don't want hamburgers. I mean, like literally, what that's.
Hey, there's a Captain D's up the street.
But even within that, there are places we can go that serve what you like. And again, we would be having, if you are not feeding yourself crab legs every night, you're not getting crab legs out of me every night.
Right. Yeah, my thing is I do not mind taking any lady out for an expensive meal. But at the same time, every meal does not have to be expensive.
Exactly.
For breakfast, let's go to IHOP, Waffle House, Cracker Barrel. We don't have to always go to First Watch. But even First Watch ain't really that expensive. But man, that's some good food though.
They have some good
food.
food.
That's some good food.
Every breakfast outing doesn't have to be a brunch with bottomless mimosa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We do that once a month.
Right.
Every other month.
I look at it from the standpoint, okay, let's say I tell my date, look, I'm gonna take you out for lunch and dinner. One of them gonna have to be cheap.
Right.
So I'm gonna tell her, look, for lunch, we can get these 10 Crystal Burgers for $9.99.
The hell we were. Because I would then have an emergency office meeting I would never return from. How about Subway? Can we do Subway?
Yeah, even that.
But I think have gas while they having sex.
I know, yeah, ass just raw.
But I think it's important that the first date be the top tier date.
No, because you don't know if it's gonna work out.
Oh, what do you mean?
I'm disappointed in you.
What do you mean you're disappointed? Okay, so
okay, here we go.
Wait a minute. Okay, so let's just say, if you and I were dating, my question to you is, where would you take me on the first date, knowing me?
Okay. First of all, if we go out on a date, we either going out for breakfast or lunch.
Okay.
Because my thing is, as I've gotten older, somebody has to earn dinner.
Okay.
Because see, my thing is, if you take it, listen.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, no, listen. No, if you take a woman out to dinner, you've already raised the bar. And so each time you got to keep raising that bar. Okay, let's say I take you to Ruth Chris on the first date.
Okay.
But the second date, I take you to Hooters. You wouldn't be offended?
Yeah, like you don't even know your audience, because I said, what if you took me out? but
I would take you to a nice salad place.
See, I mean, but seriously though, I do think that the first date should establish, for me, that tracks the way I think about a guy afterwards. Like, if you take me to the Waffle House, I'm like, the company I'm keeping is not the company I want. Right? That's just like I made the decision that I'm not dating anybody in 37013 area code.
Right.
I'm not doing it. I'm dating guys that live in neighborhoods in which I'm trying to aspire, like where I'm trying to go.
Right.
So in saying that, that wouldn't track well with me, and I think other women feel the same. I didn't say all women feel the same.
Right. I think you're not wrong in how you feel. Mm-hmm. But what I think, though, is the problem is if you don't communicate that to the man as y'all are talking before the first date.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem. Like, if that's your expectation and how you want to go forward, I don't think that's a problem. It's when people play along to get along, to trying to get something out of somebody and not letting them know, like, oh, like she let that man know after the fact, oh, well, this was a test and you failed. You know what I'm saying? So if you let somebody know, they can either be on the same occasion or step away. Mm-hmm. And your time hasn't been wasted and their time hasn't been wasted. I don't see a problem with it from that aspect, but it's when you don't communicate, these are my expectations, these are my needs. Like, I'm sure Jason lets people know, like, we can do breakfast or lunch first. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to go straight to dinner. Like, we've talked, I'm having a good time. Let's try somewhere more casual or more social before we up the ante or whatever. And I think that's a plausible way to do things too, as long as you're communicating, especially if you're an adult, like, talk, open your mouth. Don't be mad later you didn't get what you wanted, because clearly you didn't tell this man what your standards were to begin with. He probably wouldn't, and maybe she was just trying to get a free meal,
right?
And now she's hungry.
But here's the thing: she's real hungry. His first option of food, she was fine with.
Right.
She was like, that is great. Yes, let's go there. Well, no, you already missed that. So, like, clearly, he already kind of had a trajectory of what she may like.
Right. And he was willing to.
And he was
obliged by
rise
it.
to that,
Yeah.
rise to that occasion. It's just because hell, I went to what was that place? Cheesecake Factory. I went there like 2 weeks ago. My damn appetizer was $19.
I believe it.
Right. So it's not cheap. Yeah, it's not cheap at all. So what she saying? And you get dessert. A variety you can choose.
Right.
I mean, I can't eat it, but damn.
Right.
I was like, y'all sure eating in my face, ain't it?
Okay, so let me ask you this question before I have to close this podcast out. Okay, so let's say, are you a coffee drinker?
I'm going more into tea, but I used to drink coffee. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, coffee, tea, hot cocoa, it's all the same. Let's say you meet a very attractive person. He said, "Let's meet at Starbucks." Okay. You wouldn't take that offer?
I would take that offer, and the reason why I would meet him at Starbucks is because typically at Starbucks, I mean, I have business meetings at Starbucks, right?
Right.
And so I don't mind getting a cup of coffee with you at Starbucks.
Right.
Now, I have a friend, one of my best friends in the world, a doctor, said, let's meet at Starbucks. And she said, how about we go here? And I felt like that was a very, responsible answer because for her, Starbucks is not it, right? Like, I would take Starbucks. That's perfectly fine for me. But for her, she's like, oh, no, we're not going to do Starbucks. She gave him another option. And he was like, oh, I've never been here. I would love to try it. And they went on their first date.
Huh. Where'd they go to? Dunkin' Donuts?
Something. No, I think it was the Jupiter place. What was something Jupiter?
God damn.
It's a local. It's basic. Yeah. It's
yeah. God damn. Okay, y'all. This ran over by 24 minutes.
You guys made it. I mean, she made us angry.
Yeah, she made us angry, so we had a lot to say.
Yeah, I already knew this was gonna run over.
I don't like rude people.
But anyway, you guys, thanks for listening to the goddamn podcast. And the only thing I gotta say about this episode is, God damn.